What is going on, everybody? ZyoniK here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the Sunshine Cup, as later today it is going to be in rotation for Go Battle League, or it already is depending on when you are watching this video. Now, we're going to be talking about the best Pokemon, what Pokemon you should be looking to invest in, and we're also going to be talking about very strong teams that you guys can run, and there'll be timestamps down below so you guys can jump around. But let's go ahead and talk about what the meta is going to be. It is going to be normal, fire, grass, and ground type Pokemon. They are going to allow dual types, so for example, a Gligar ground flying is going to be allowed, or an Abomasnow grass ice is going to be allowed. The only Pokemon that is not allowed in this meta is going to be Charizard. Now, moving over to PvPoke, this is obviously the place to kind of get a sense of the Pokemon that you are going to be seeing in this meta. And while I could easily talk about all of these different Pokemon, I think it's important to kind of zoom back a bit and understand that most of us don't have like unlimited Stardust to spend, so we have to be very smart about what Pokemon we invest in. And when it comes to specialty cups like this, I always like to look at what purpose can it serve outside of this specialty cup. Is it good in other specialty cups? Is it good in the Open Great League? So we're going to talk about those. Now, first and foremost, Pidgeot is going to be number one. Pidgeot is a very good flyer. Wing Attack, Feather Dance, and Brave Bird. It needs a move update, if I'm going to be honest, because all of these charge moves are flying. With Wing Attack, it is Legacy, and I would suggest that you run Wing Attack over Gust because of the update that Wing Attack got, so it is worth that TM. But Pidgeot, definitely a Pokemon that is strong in Open Great League and good in other specialty cups. Now, Rufflet coming in at number 2. This is one of those Pokemon where it's like, you could invest in it, but would you? Have you ever seen Rufflet anywhere else ever before? And the answer is no. It does the same thing. Same thing. Wing Attack, Brave Bird, and Aerial Ace. It does have Rock Tomb, but it requires XL Candy. Just use Pidgeot instead, right? Unless you're rolling in the dough and you want to use this Pokemon, by all means. Now, Gligar. Gligar has been the number one flyer of the Great League meta that we have seen this season. It is well worth the investment, whether you have normal or shadow. And the answer to which one should I invest in, normal or shadow, the answer eventually is both, right? So if you have a Swampert, right, you want to have a Shadow Swampert and a normal Swampert. If you have a Venusaur, you want to have a Shadow Venusaur and a normal Venusaur. This is one of those Pokemon where you want both. Now, if you have a good Shadow, you don't want to purify it to get normal. You know what I mean? Because if you have a good Shadow, that's kind of hard to come by. So keep it as Shadow. And if you have a good normal one, then it's fine to power up. My Great League one is normal, but I am hoping to get a good Shadow. Vigoroth coming in. Obviously, Vigoroth is one of those Pokemon where if you haven't built it already, it is the king of specialty cups whenever it is allowed, because most of the times the metas that it's involved in allows it to shine. Vigoroth is one of the best. Counter, Body Slam, and Bulldoze. Bulldoze isn't that great of an option and honestly doesn't have great charge moves other than Counter and Body Slam, but that's really all you need for this meta. You should have built it yesterday. This is a great time. Double as well. It's decent in Open Great League, pretty good. It's Ultra League has some play. Specialty Cups, it also has some play. So this is one of those Pokemon that you can invest in. You know, Double Kick, Body Slam, Wild Charge, Payback, all great charge moves right there. Very solid. Victini. This is a Specialty Cup monster as well, kind of like Vigoroth. Quick Attack, V-Create, Overheat. I know some of you may not have it. This was from special research and questline stuff. So if you have it, great. It's fantastic in specialty cups. And if you don't worry. You're not going to be missing out on any of the fun because there's other great Pokemon. Abomasnow. This has been used to be hyper meta, and it has kind of fallen from grace, but it is still a good Pokemon to have on your roster, especially for specialty cups, whether it's Shadow or normal. Again, there's no drastic change. Like, it's not like Shadow's rank 8 and normal is rank 70, right? So you could have, this is one of those instances where you want to have both options because it's all dependent on the meta that you're playing in. Abomasnow, good. Gliscor, same thing as Gligar, pretty meta. You want to have Aerial Ace here by the looks of it, but it does have access to Night Slash. Now, the rest of these is where you kind of don't need to invest. Staravia XL, you don't need it. Noctowl, you probably already have it built. Staravia Shadow, Swellow, I mean, there's a Gliscor Swampert, you guys probably already have that. Miltank, this could be an option for you to try it out, but honestly, if you're going to be using a normal type Pokemon, you're probably going to get more bang for your buck going for Vigoroth and Dubwool, just because of how the meta is shaping out. Steelix, fantastic. And then from there, kind of the list goes on and on. One Pokemon I do want to call out, where is it? Blaziken here, I think is going to be pretty strong in this meta. I know it's ranked 28 overall, but if we take a look at the Pokemon that are in this meta, the moveset that it has access to, Counter, Blaze Kick, and Stone Edge, is going to be very nice because you have the Stone Edge for the Flyers, Blaze Kick for neutral damage or super effective damage depending, and its low energy cost, and then Counter is obviously fantastic. So Blaziken's going to be one of those Pokemon that you definitely want to have. Now, one thing that I want to show you guys, maybe you may not know about it, but you can see switches here as well. And as you're going to see, this is going to be safe swaps basically. The best Pokemon, how they perform as a safe swap. Glygars and Gliscors are going to be number one. You're going to see it all the time. Same with Pidgeot, Dubwool, and Vigoroth. These 4 Pokemon, I know there's more than 4 there, but there's the Shadow variants. These 4 Pokemon are what you're going to be seeing as safe swaps all the time. All the time. And reason being is just because they're so strong. This is going to be a very dense meta. This is going to be a very limited meta. You're going to see the same teams and the same Pokemon over and over and over, and you know, that is something that people love or something that people hate. Me personally, I love variety. That's why Open Great League is so much fun to me, even though my opponents might use the same. They use Metachams all the time and this and that. I have the option to use a wide variety of stuff because that's what I think is fun. This doesn't mean that this isn't fun, because people love to climb with dense metas because it's easy to predict and it's easy to build a great team for that. Speaking of teams, we have Go Stadium's teams, obviously, here. They like to post some of the best trainers in the community, create teams for the new upcoming metas, and they create a graphic for it. So this is obviously something very nice. You're going to see a very big trend right here as we, here we go. So Softtoff here, Pidgeot, Vigoroth, and Dunsparce Vigoroth safe swap. You're going to see this very often. Yasir, we got Rufflet, Vigoroth, and Shadow Blaziken. The Shadow Blaziken closer. We were talking about this here because there's going to be so many safe swaps that Blaziken could potentially hard counter. It's going to do well with energy. Andrews here, Vigoroth, Pidgeot, and Steelix. You're just going to notice the trend. And you guys can pick and choose here from different teams, and this is why I wanted to show this graphic, is because there's a lot of great options for you, but it's going to be dense. Sonoroman, we have Vigoroth, Gligar, and Swampert. Rocha Babyface, we have Kanto Shadow Ninetales, Vigoroth, and Swampert. Patrick, we have Gligar, Munchlax, and Vigoroth. I'm gonna butcher these names. Elche Assad. Oh man, I'm sorry, my dude. This trainer, Shadow Abomasnow, Vigoroth, and Gligar. Ice Chris, we have Shadow. Oh, what is that? Oh, Scorching Sands. Okay. Shadow Kanto Ninetales with Scorching Sands and probably Weather Ball with Pidgeot and Abomasnow, and again, you guys can see where it says safe switch right here. We have LNDS Ragef, sorry, Gligar, Miltank, and Vigoroth, and then finally you can see this train. I'm sorry about these names. Gligar, Dubwool, and Vigoroth. So, common trends. What are we seeing? Vigoroth is on almost every single team, and it will be when you're in this meta just because of how strong it is. Counter and Body Slam cannot be overlooked, especially in a meta where there's really no steel type Pokemon, and even if there is, like a Steelix, it still takes super effective damage from counter. So you're going to want to build your team around Vigoroth and build your team to handle Vigoroth, which is why we're seeing Blazikins, or which is why we're seeing flyers like a Gligar here, or hard-hitting, low-energy cost charge moves like Hydro Cannon on a Swampert. Overall, all of these teams, and I'll share a link to this graphic down below so you guys can go see it for yourself. Obviously, smash the like button on the tweet there that I'll be sharing with you all. But all these teams just look solid. They just look meta, and this is what you guys are going to be facing. So some really good options here and stuff that you guys probably already have built. Like this one, for example, Vigoroth, Gligar, and Swampert. Most of you guys probably have that. You know, it's just a lot of good stuff. So shout out to Go Stadium for sharing this graphics. It's always really well put together, and I love seeing them. And again, the Sunshine Cup is coming into rotation with the Ultra League as well. So if this is not something that you want to participate in, we do have Ultra League this week and the following week. So starting October 6th, we get all 3 leagues back plus 4 times Stardust rewards, which is going to be a really nice breath of fresh air, because this meta, I think, after a week is going to get very stale very quickly. So it'll be nice to just get all 3 leagues back. And I know a lot of you are like, I love Master League, let's get it, or let's get Open Great League back. Fantastic. So let me know what you guys think of this meta and kind of my philosophy when it comes to picking Pokemon. I want to see more purpose, basically, other than just this cup. So like Rufflet is just for this cup, so I wouldn't invest in it. I would invest in Pidgeot, I would invest in Gligar, I would invest in Vigoroth, I would invest in Swampert, I would invest in Blaziken, those kind of Pokemon. So hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.